you were busy. You couldn't make it, but I'm glad you're here now.
Yeah, what's going on?
Same thing, man. Same topic. I got here earlier. It kind of got it got shifted to a different topic earlier on, so I wanted to come back here. Yeah, and yeah, a lot of people don't know what I'm talking about. Again, for those of you who are just coming in and want to know why I chose this topic, go to the second row or third row of my page. Check out, look for the picture, look for the video that has a picture of an Anglo-American lady. Click on it, listen to the language, the verbiage that she's using, and then you'll understand what I'm talking about. I'm a white gringa, and I love Hispanics and all people. Okay, good. Maybe that was true in the 50s, but not now. Okay, well, look, I am just going by the information that's being put out there in the media, okay? If you have, and it's not just this one lady, there's another guy too. If you have people who look Anglo and they're saying things like these people are enemies and they're coming to our country to hurt us, get your guns ready. You know, we have a law in Texas that allows us to hunt these invasive intruders. What are you going to make of that? You see, maybe you might turn the other cheek. I'm not like that. I don't turn the other cheek. I actually take these things. Yeah, I take these things very seriously. I'm not going to wait until these people start actually taking action in the things that they're saying, okay? Maybe they might be trolling. I don't know if they're trolling or not, okay? But I'll tell you something. There's a lot of people out there that are listening to this kind of rhetoric, and a lot of them are insane. A lot of people are going to want to act on these things, okay? And that is my concern here.
Yeah. You know, and I was listening to you talk just like a few minutes ago about this, and I love your passion. I love the rawness that you have. I know we were in the live earlier, and I respect everybody in that live, but it was kind of like soft and a lot of like you know how, you know, it was good points made, but that fire that you have in you, that passion, they'll tell you is anger. They'll tell you is this. You know, when you think about the history in this country, you think about what they've done to the Native Americans, Hispanic people, Black people. There's a pattern. There's a consistent pattern, and it's not in your face all the time. It's not blatant. It's done in the hospitals, the prison systems, the school systems. It's done on a medical level. You know, and so you have a lot of passion, man, and it's definitely time for people to wake up. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, the Muslim kid that got killed the other day, stabbed by that 70-year-old white guy in Chicago. You see this consistently, our young people getting killed by the hands of these people, and we don't do anything but sit around and pray about it.
It's because of the Jews.
No, I know that. I don't want to.
I'm not going to blame a single group of people, man. I'm not.
Yeah, I'm not going to get into that.
Yeah. It's just.
But my whole point is just saying that it's always our black and brown young people dying at the hands of another race of people, and all we do is pray and march about it. That's it.
Starboy, that's completely false. You guys are black on white crime is bigger than white on black crime.
That's not true.
There's a statistic. It's an FBI statistic.
That's not true. Actually,
it's 100% true, brother. Actually, black on white crime is way worse than the white on black crime.
Actually, guys, if you want to be educated,
no, you're arguing with statistics.
Yeah, statistics show that there's more white on black crime than black on white crime.
That's not true, brother.
That's very true.
White on black crime is not nearly as bad as the black on white crime.
If you want to talk about statistically racial crimes, there's more racial crimes committed from white people against minorities than the other way around.
From? The source that I'm looking at right now is from the FBI.
It's very true.
No, it's not.
No, very true. Oh, my honest opinion, it's very true. No source backed.
It's very true. It's very true. And you cannot prove me wrong. I guarantee you.
I can't prove you wrong. I'm proving you wrong right now from the FBI.
You have no legit statistics, bro. You have no legit statistics.
FBI statistics. Look it up. FBI statistics.
I've already looked it up, bro. That's how I know you're wrong.
60% of the crimes.
And these are the type of people. They're so afraid, bro. They're so afraid. They come here and spew lies and propaganda.
I'm telling you straight up.
You're afraid of the future, bro. You're afraid of your place in the world. That doesn't. No, it's not.
You're just a racist, Starboy. You're just racist.
It's always
admit it. You're racist.
bro. That's why you can't let me talk because you're a coward. You're a coward, bro. So anytime your people get caught out for your history,
my people, I'm not white. You fucking racist.
Then you're an apologist. Then you're an apologist. You're an apologist, bro.
You're a fucking racist, bro.
Okay, then I'm racist. Then you're an apologist.
You hate white people.
Tanner, what's your ethnicity, Tanner?
That you have? Why don't you take all the energy that you have and put it into your community instead of standing up for white people, bro?
I'm not dealing with degenerate racists like Starboy because obviously facts don't care about his feelings.
No, he's not. No, believe me, Starboy's not racist, man. He's just pointing out his experiences here. You know, you can't invalidate somebody's experiences. Oh, he left.
Hello?
Yes. How are you?
I'm good. So,
right.
So this is what I've been hearing about, like with the migration of Hispanics coming into the U.S. On behalf of conservatives, from what I heard, and no, I do not agree with this, but like China has a deal with the cartel, and they having their young men come to America as a setup for invasion. What do y'all think?
I'm sorry, you said who's setting up for invasion? I'm confused.
Okay. What I said was China made some kind of deal with cartel, and this is what I heard from like conservative people. Mm-hmm. China made some kind of deal with the cartel, and they have their young men.
Can I say one thing? Can I say one thing? I'm sorry, hold on, one thing. Because I hate when people come on. I hate when people come on here and lie. I just checked the FBI statistics, right? One thing I'm not going to come on.
I'm not lying.
No. It's not you.
He left.
It's not. I know he left, but let me just say something for the people who are listening. 51% of hate crimes in this country are white people, and it's committed against other races. 17% are black people against white people. Okay, so I just want to put that out there. He was wrong, and the fact that he said he's not white and he's Hispanic, the fact that he would lie to justify white people, that says a lot, bro. That says a lot. Right?
Is that the American Federal Bureau of Investigation that you speak of?
Yeah.
Yeah. What makes you trust them? Just curious.
My experience makes me trust them. It validates my experience. That's what makes me trust them. From the hate that's spewed online from people of the YT culture, the statistics prove that this is a cultural
Forgive
thing.
my ignorance. I'm sorry. I'm going to stop you right there. The YT culture. What does that mean?
Can I say something?
Bro.
May I please hear his response to our questions, Zach? What does the YT culture mean?
You really want me to go there with you?
Yes,
while
please.
We're arguing about culture, can I present some facts that are really, really?
So how about we do this in order? Do you want me to answer her question, or do you want to go with the facts?
So
it's your live. It's your live, Fidel. So you let me know.
Let's have him answer first, and if everyone
can so let me answer you first, right? Let me answer you first.
By the way, the person that was speaking right now, Callie X, she's my moderator. She's my moderator, so you guys listen to her too, okay?
Okay, yes. I'll listen. I'm gonna answer her question.
So let him answer, and then she can respond.
The guy that came on here made a statement that I was racist because I made a statement that said, anytime you speak up about the violence against brown communities, you're called a racist or whatever like that. He said out of his mouth, black people commit more hate crimes against white people, and it's on the FBI database.
Per capita.
I went to the FBI database and proved him wrong. And proved him wrong. Okay? So that's the, and so whoever the young lady was, you're asking me what. Okay, thank you, sir. I got you. I heard you the first time. So the young lady that's asking me, what is white culture? Lynching, the KKK, boycotting,
and what is
segregation, Jim Crow. That's your culture in America.
I don't like to assume and
because every other piece of y'all's culture you take from everyone else. If it wasn't for Hispanics and black people, you would have no culture.
What do
you would have no identity.
You're Italian. Can I say something? So we knocking sticks together and fighting monkeys. Shut up.
You see what I'm saying?
Sorry, what?
What?
Me stating that
Wait a
will
minute.
always bring out their true colors.
Who said that?
Everyone,
No, we're not going to have that here. No, go
we're
ahead.
not doing
Who says that,
racist
Kelly?
remarks. I
Check
think
it out. Can I say something?
no.
Okay, country.
First, I
What?
want Ash to respond to that, and then country.
Okay. Ash, you're up.
Let me come with facts first.
I'm sorry. Was there a question in this? I was just very taken back by everything that was just said.
Well, you asked me what was white culture. I said lynching,
you said
stealing other
white tea.
people.
Excuse my
White
ignorance
tea,
here,
white-
sir.
white
Yeah,
tea- white
now
tea
I
means is
heard
white.
you and understand. Okay, well, thank you for enlightening and acknowledging me to that. I didn't know that that's what that meant, so thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, country, go ahead.
First of all, to start, I'm a former military guy. I'm a former soldier, 2-time combat vet, 3rd and 75th Ranger Battalion in Panama and the First Gulf War. I live in Texas. I have been sitting here watching this entire country act like a bunch of idiots.
Service.
Thank you, ma'am. I don't care if you're black, white, yellow, red, chartreuse. I don't give two shits. I've been in foxholes with every color there is. What you guys need to be worried about is right now on our southern border, the Chinese Communist Party has partnered itself with the cartels. That's right. There you go.
That's what I was just talking about.
No, I don't think color matters.
But let me finish with my information here. Let me finish with my information. The Chinese Communist Party has tied itself to the cartels to fight a quasi-war against us. They've been providing them everything from small arms to recoilless rifles to even surface-to-air missiles. I have video of all this that anybody wants to doubt me. I was also down there in Mexico when I watched the Mexican Independence Parade, and I watched the Russian troops and the Chinese troops parading down there, and nobody said anything about it.
What were the Chinese doing on our border, sir?
USA on top.
The Chinese Communist Party, the CCP, has been locked into a little joint venture with the cartels.
Bro, you sound like you're scared.
No, I'm not afraid at all. I really am. I'm actually ready to lock and load.
Why are y'all laughing? This is serious.
Why am I laughing? You know what?
So, country, when you
USA
say
on this shit, bro, we control the whole damn world. You know that, right?
I have video of all of this. You've got.
Y'all don't think that's actually happened to us?
Just like we're using the people in Ukraine and the quasi-war against Russia, the Chinese people or the Chinese government is using the Mexican drug cartels, mainly the Sinaloa and the Jalisco, to propagate a war against us.
What are you going to do about it?
Well, I'll tell you what I'll do about it. I'll walk in and I'll have a body count.
Okay, country. Let me say something really fast. Country, you do realize that it has been the United States. It's been the United States government the one. Oh, David, hold on. David, hold on.
That's why I'm here. You're the first illegal immigrant. You're the first illegal immigrant, David. You're the official. You patent the illegal immigrant, dude.
Well, my family was Native American, so I'm not an illegal immigrant.
This is not necessary. The amount of we have so many people listening. Let's all
just. It's called old money. You don't have
Listen up. I'm going to start muting you guys one at a time, please. Okay, you guys can say what you guys want, but let's keep some order, please. Okay. I just wanted to say to country that you do realize that it's been the United States government that's been arming these cartels, right?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, they've been doing it forever. I mean, I know what nation building is. I was a part of it in some areas. That's why I know what I'm talking about. Yeah, they're just bad.
Okay, so
what are you going to do about it? That's what I'm asking.
May I ask a question?
What are you going to do about it?
Go ahead.
May I ask a question with that notion?
Let me finish with the facts.
So we all agree that the American government is arming all of these individuals, correct? And I mean, what we are going to do about it is
the cartels.
What we are going to have to do is get off of our collective asses and quit worrying about pronouns and arguing over who got here first and who's what, and pick up a rifle and get together and tell some people, no, you're not going to do this.
Nah, Courtney, let's debate. Everyone quiet, please. So you think the U.S. government's funding the cartels? Those weak ass motherfucking cartels.
They're not weak, buddy.
They're so
the
weak.
Chinese is the one that's putting.
22s over
Where do you
their head,
think
they're done.
fentanyl's coming
They don't
from?
have 22s. They have recoilless rifles. I can show you some firearms on video if you want to see it.
F-35 will fucking topple Mexico, dude.
Did we just?
Have you ever been in a combat situation, sir?
Are you a veteran?
Yes, I sure am a combat veteran. Twice I've served in combat.
Let me get this straight. Let me get this straight. A group of people.
Let him get it straight, please. One person at a time. Like, my goodness.
I'm gonna respond to Cabrano because he's right. A lot of immigrants, male immigrants who seem like military people in disguise are coming over here, right?
Immigrants out the fuck here, bro.
So
right now, 80%.
Wait, one at a time. I'm gonna start muting people. Okay, go ahead.
You gotta mute David. You gotta
mute me, black man.
Okay, so who is talking right now? Who's talking right now?
Starboy's talking. Starboy's talking.
You're a victim, dude.
Okay, let Starboy go. And whoever Starboy is talking to gets to answer. Go ahead.
This is the thing. So what Cabrano is saying has truth to it, right? But this is the thing, right?
Sorry, 1 minute.
It's funny to me how the main function of the white people, it's Starboy. It's funny to me how the main function or the main priority of the YT people in power in this country have been to divide black and brown communities and to kind of sever our political power, our financial power, economic power. But now that
what political power do you think you hold?
I would like to say that the Democrat Party is the most race-based party there is.
I mean, shit, let him speak. Come on, Starboy. What political power?
You're telling him to let him speak while you're speaking over him. Mute.
I muted them.
So what I'm saying is that a certain group of people who've been in power have divided this country by every which way that they possibly can. And now that there's another foreign entity coming into the country, they want to say, well, let's band together.
Do something about it. You guys don't do shit.
Why don't you do something about it?
All you do is complain and fucking.
What do you want? I'm not complaining about shit. Because I guarantee you, the only people under threat, bro, are you.
You won't do shit.
Like what? What is your suggestion?
You vote for Biden, the white man, and the fucking the Mexican Kamala Harris. She's not black, bro. Let's be honest.
Why is it that the if you don't like it, leave party not fucking leaving because they don't like the way that it's going?
Yeah, then
exactly,
do
bro.
Like, rep your set, like bang your shit, bro. Wear your colors, leave, dog.
I want to say something to country.
Bro, all your presidents are white, and Biden and fucking Obama fucking played y'all.
Please, David. Thanks. So, one of the reasons that the Republican Party keeps speaking about this rhetoric is that Mexico has resources that they want. So one of the things that they've been doing is trying to say, oh, we're going to go and attack the cartels and clean up the cartel. They don't care about that.
We don't care.
They care about the resources, and that's what they want. They're trying to get their foot in the door in Mexico so they could do just like any other. That's what the minorities
don't understand.
Yeah, like any other country, and then set up residency, because that's basically what they do. Yeah, exactly. So
the cartel topples.
That's what that's about.
It's disorderly, and just like the Afro-Americans, they're just disorderly. They'll never accomplish anything.
David, would you call yourself racist? Would you classify yourself?
Of course he's a racist. Of course he's a racist, bro. He's had a lot of anger.
There's so many damn crimes in America. How am I the racist?
You can't blame your life issues on other people, bro.
Hold on, let me ask one simple question for you, David. Did you know that black men are the most exonerated of crimes in this country?
I don't give a damn. They're not doing shit.
Okay, so again, David, would you call yourself a racist?
No, I wouldn't call. Bro, all you have to say is racist. That's why you guys don't do shit. You guys
stand on them 10 toes and answer the fucking question.
10 toes. I don't even know what that means. Like, bro, that's like threatening gangster language, bro. Like, that's why, bro. You don't get it.
Just say you racist.
Your dad raised a bitch. Say that.
I'm raised a bitch. Yeah, okay. I mean, bro,
if your daddy raised a soft little boy that doesn't understand
don't give him the energy, bro. Don't give him the energy. He's miserable.
You ever heard of the trust fund?
He's miserable.
You ever heard of a trust fund?
You got money, you got a trust fund, but you on here arguing with people you don't know?
You don't know me. You're arguing with me.
You came into the live.
You came into my live. I was here first.
Wow.
This is your live?
You weren't, bro. Wow. No, it's not. It's not his live. No, it's not.
Bro,
he wasn't here.
Trying to say? It's always.
This is Fidel's live.
Yeah, all right.
Somebody else's live.
It's always the African Americans.
All right, so the original topic was something else.
Something, bro.
What was the original topic? Because I came into this.
Or what was it again? Hold on. Was it white or Anglo? Or
why do you say white? Sorry, bro. You just say white. Nobody cares.
Our conservative
trying to make up a new word looking for gives a fuck about.
David, calm down. Calm down.
You sound lame, bro.
You give a fuck. That's why you're complaining about it right now, David.
Yeah, thank you. Mute him. He's a troll. He's a troll.
He's 3 raccoons in a trench coat.
He's a troll, bro.
Yeah, so the original topic, right, are conservatives looking for excuses to unalive Hispanics, right? And this is the reason why I said, okay, dude, get out, man. Get out. Yeah, this guy's just gonna keep interrupting. Yeah, I dropped him. So the reason why I came up with that is because there's a video, not just one video, there's a couple of videos being put out there by Anglo-Americans, right? Pretty much trying to create this narrative that's going to allow them to, like they say, hunt down these intrusive, invasive people, right? That's the kind of language that they're using. And I have a problem with that because what if they deem somebody to be an intrusive and invasive person just by the way they look, right? How do they know that they are not illegal Americans here, right? And we've seen this happen before. We've seen the profiling happen before. That's the problem that I have. Okay, they can try to harm somebody that they think that because he looks a certain way and he might be a 3rd, 4th, 5th generation American, or shoot, he might even be a Native American just minding his own business, and he's going to get capped by somebody who thinks he's an intrusive, invasive person, right? That's the problem that I have. And that's the reason why I decided to do this live, because if nobody says anything, these people like that are going to continue to keep creating these narratives. And the problem is that somebody crazy is going to see that. He's going to get pissed off, and then it's not going to be too long before we see another shootout somewhere in a school or in a marketplace at a Walmart or something like that. Believe me, it happens like that.
Absolutely.
That's the reason why I decided to do this.
Hate crimes against Latinos went up 2.8% between 2021 and 2022. Hate crimes against the Latino community went up 2.8% from 2021 to 2022. So if anybody tells you that racism doesn't exist, that hate doesn't exist, they're fucking lying. Sorry, they're freaking lying. They're lying.
So let me hop in on this real quick. So, I mean, right now, Hispanics are just like the latest popular target. The YT power structures, structures, they have to have an enemy. They have to have an enemy to like maintain control. And they rotate through like every 20 years. Back in like Jim Crow times when you had African Americans, they were having like dogs and fire hoses and shit.
Bro, I'm black, bro. I'm black. Who you preaching to the choir?
Well, I know. But like what I'm saying is like, and then in the 50s, it was like the communists. And then after 9/11, it was the Muslims. They always have to have someone to put the target on. So, I mean, the point of the topic is exactly right. And like that guy a little while ago who was saying that the Chinese are funding the cartels. I mean, the Chinese economy is collapsing right now. They can barely even handle their own shit. They're not going to be funding cartel people and trying to sneak them into the U.S. That is like the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And
the cartel doesn't even need the U.S. to be honest. I don't think. To be honest with you.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is a big problem. But even if like this one gets rotated through, if the power structures remain, it's the Hispanics today. It's going to be something else a few years down the road, as long as those power structures still exist.
You guys know how we've been crying over the children in Gaza and the children in Israel. Do you guys know how many children, undocumented children, are missing in America today? 85,000. 85,000 undocumented Hispanic children are missing in America today. That's what before Trump, after Trump up until today. 85,000. You don't hear anybody screaming about that. You don't hear anybody protesting about that. There is a war on Hispanic Black people in this country. There's a war on us. You know why? You know why? At the end of the day, I'm not going to get too biblical, but you're God's chosen people. You're God's chosen people. You are in the Bible. Your lineage is in the Bible. Your history is in the Bible. It speaks of the tribes of Issachar, the tribes of Jacob. You're in the Bible. So this is a holy war. This is an economic war. This is a spiritual war. This is spiritual warfare being placed in our communities. Why is no one crying about 85,000 undocumented children being missing? That's not even adding the Black kids to that. If I added to that number would be like the hundreds of thousands.
You know, I don't remember who quoted this, but someone once said that one person's death is a tragedy and 1 million people's death is a statistic. I don't know who said that, but a lot of times it is sadly like how people look at shit like that.
Yeah, and there's a specific reason why they want to keep our communities divided. They want to keep us hating each other. They want to keep Black people hating each other in their own community, Hispanic people hating each other in their own community, so that we don't see the silent war that's happening in the government, in the police departments, in our food, in our air supply, in our water supply. There's a silent war, an eradication happening against the Hispanic community. Black people, we're aware of it. You know, the younger generation has woken up to it. They're afraid of us because of that, because we've unified against being aware of this silent attack on our community. I pray that the Hispanic community wakes up to what's happening. It's a silent war.
You know what's like weird is I've been in some like, you know, because I'm a white guy and I've widened my profile picture, I can get into a lot of like far right lives and talk. They talk about like how all these undocumented immigrants are allegedly coming across the border to like vote Democrat. But I mean, Hispanics are Catholic by and large. I mean, they're just as likely to vote either direction. I don't know why it's assumed if they are voting, they're just going to vote for Democrats or whatever. So yeah, I mean, but what a lot of them don't realize is like they don't know if they're just coming into the country, they don't know that like the whole deck is aligned against them from the start in a lot of ways.
I think Ash is asking to be unmuted.
No, I believe I actually muted myself. My apologies. So how quickly did we all forget about Maui, speaking of the children?
Yeah, absolutely. Exactly.
And my God, I weeped to this day, honestly, because where are they? What happened? How did an entire city just go up like that? And there's no logical explanation for it. And we're all just okay with that. That is one example of minorities being attacked. And I'm not okay with it. And I am not only white, but Native American as well. And in my opinion, like, we're all in big trouble.
I mean, yeah, we are in big trouble. And like to go off of what the guy was saying earlier about people coming into the country, not Hispanics, but like he was saying Chinese people and stuff like that. You know, our country is in a lot of danger right now. But if you go back to, if you ask why are we in danger? Because YT community has spent so much time, effort, and money dividing this country. So much time, effort, and money in politics, in the media, on the news, just dividing, making each other hate each other. And so now when a primary threat comes, we can't even band together because all of the resources have been spent dividing us.
I just want to remind you all of something that was strategically placed and created by the Nazis, and that was propaganda, which is being implemented at its finest with all nations. And that is of the white community, may I mind you. But make no mistake about it, that is the biggest threat to all of us. You see how we all speak right now and we act like we're so safe? In certain places and portions of this world, our homes would be invaded right now for even speaking to one another in this manner. Do you all understand that?
Oh yeah, 100%. Freedom of speech doesn't exist everywhere.
And so with that being said, though, we are one step closer to that happening here in America. Yeah. And when it happens, what other frontier is left?
You know, But
America's a great experiment. And they place us against one another, and they make these race wars. And listen to me, you guys, that's not what this is about. This is America, and America stands for a division that is meant to come together as a united front.
It ain't never been like that, though, sister. It ain't never been like that. America's always described as this melting pot.
It may have never been implemented perfectly. It was meant to be that. And while I do agree with you and I hear you, I'm just telling you right now, it is nowhere even remotely close in the rest of the world.
That's what America was supposed to be like on paper. That's what America was supposed to be on paper, but it's never been that in reality. So
America's a great experiment. Yes.
The question is now: do we tear up the paper, okay, and by that way getting rid of any possibility of having equality? Because if you tear up the paper, then we become just like everyone, a lot of other third world countries and stuff. Or do you keep the paper and actually try to implement what the paper says?
Y'all don't want to know the truth. Y'all don't want to know the truth.
You want to know the truth.
No, I know what the truth is. I know what the real resolution is.
Okay,
like, y'all ain't ready for that.
We should have conquered everything a long time ago. No, what is your truth?
We are still
let me put it in a
time
the most.
where we're having
Can people please like and share the live? Thank you.
The truth is this is the truth. First of all,
legislation to protect ourselves from you. We're still having to get that done.
Rules and law comes into implementation during war. That's adorable.
First of all, this country belongs to the Native Americans. Let's be very clear.
I am Native American, sir.
I understand, but how much percentage of Native American are you still at this today?
How much percentage?
I don't think that's the way it works anymore.
You ask me such a thing. It's racist.
That doesn't work like that anymore.
I apologize for that. Only reason I said that is because you got a lot of people claiming to be Native American that are not Native. They're $5 Indians. Okay,
I am Cherokee.
Okay. Well. All right. But so my point is, and first of all, this country, this is
stop being rude.
Okay, I'm not trying to be rude.
You're basing everything based on skin color, and it's getting very, very annoying.
Listen.
Let me ask you a question.
You want to actually speak of race? Let me learn you in the art of racism. What's your blood type, sir? You know why I think I'm better than you? You know why the elites think they're better than you? Because our blood types. Because we are 7% and down to the 1% of this world. And with that being said, sir, that is who owns the world. And there is a reason for it. Back to your Bibles, whatever religion you want to call it. You want to speak of racism? I don't think you truly know how to define it, because you base it off of skin color or what portion of you.
I didn't say anything about skin color. There are a lot of people who are not white that are racist. Okay, I didn't say nothing about skin color.
What's your blood type?
I may be positive.
What is your blood type? No, I want to speak. You ask me, and I'll tell you. What is your blood type?
I don't know.
Exactly. I don't know either. Does it fucking matter?
Oh my gosh.
We are Americans. That is the point.
Oh boy. So American is such a whitey construct. It's only been around for a couple hundred years. It's only been around for a couple hundred years.
Please, Ash, hold on. Let Callie speak, Ash. Let Callie speak first. Hold on.
That's some racist ass shit what she just said too.
It's not racist. It's a fact. That's what I'm saying. Anytime you state facts, people get upset. That's the world we live in.
Right. So the United
Hold on. I want to hear what Callie has to say, please. I want to hear what Callie has to say.
So the United States has only been around for a couple hundred years. It is very new. The people over here, your whitey ancestors, are very new. Right? So the indigenous people have been here for thousands of years. The fact that you think, because it is now called the United States, that we all have to come together under that umbrella is ridiculous. And I'll tell you why. I'm not done yet. I know you like to interrupt people, but I'm not done yet. So we have, even though that we are on this side of the border, and by we, I mean Latinos, even though that we are on this side of the border, our cousins are on the other side, again, a YT construct of this invisible line that divides us between us. But let me tell you this, and understand this, Ash, that if anything was to happen over on the other side of the border, if you think that our people, meaning Latinos, would not go and side with them just because we're Americans, oh, you got another thing coming. You got us wrong.
You don't understand what American means. And that is your prerogative, not mine.
So Ash, I know you were saying earlier that America was, a place where we all come together. It's a melting pot. That's what we always heard in school. It's a melting pot. It's a melting pot.
It is a great experiment. It is what we make.
It is a great experiment.
And if you guys want to make it about division and he said, she said bullshit, and
it's not a. You're missing the point. Are you drunk, baby girl? You're missing the point, Ash. The point that I'm trying to make is that when you say it's a melting pot, that is the term that we use, but has every culture in America ever just melted together and got along in America? When has there ever been a time when white people, black people, Hispanic people have just melted together peacefully with no issues ever?
The answer is no, and you know that. Good luck trying to reform.
Exactly. That's my point. That's the point I'm trying to make to you. When you say that America doesn't stand for this, the things that they say in the Constitution are lies. They say every man is created equal while we were slaves.
Okay.
They wrote the Constitution as while people were in slavery and said every man is created equal while we were getting whipped on the cotton fields. Like, come on.
Because we wasn't considered people, that's why.
That's what I'm saying. But even after we became free, did they change the Constitution? No. It's been the same way since the beginning of this country was founded.
I believe the Constitution could be added to and also taken from. The Constitution, to me, does not define you as an American. What makes you American is all nations coming together as one, under one umbrella, to live in harmony together, despite our cultural differences, introducing them to one another, perhaps implementing them into culture per culture. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Ash, can I ask you just a simple question about what you just said?
Sure.
When you're saying that we're a nation that, other nations come together, how can you say that when you have an entire political party that's extremely xenophobic about another country that lives south of us coming here?
Identify with the political party. I think that every president is a goddamn puppet. You don't know. I don't even think that.
Girl, you're not answering the question. You're just rambling. Answer the question.
I don't have a political party.
I didn't say you. I said when we have a political party that is xenophobic and doesn't want our neighbor to the south to come here.
We have political parties of all sides because we come from diversity, because we have such a wide umbrella, and that
Girl, I know.
Ash, let me try this for a second, okay, Ash? So 150 years ago, a bunch of Irish people, white Irish people who wanted to immigrate here, got on a boat. They came to Ellis Island. They were checked for lice, and then they were American citizens. That's how easy it was. Okay. But if you want nowadays, if Hispanic people want to come across the border and be American citizens, they need a lawyer, they need paperwork, they need documentation, they need IDs. It is immensely harder for a person of color south of the border to become an American citizen now than it was for an Irish person 150 years ago. Tell me why that is. Tell me why that is.
What are you even speaking about?
Tell me why that is.
We are
why
putting people up in
Irish
hotels.
People walk off the boat.
I'm sorry, but that point is just not valid to me. Based off of common sense factors.
It's the truth, though.
Google it right now.
Why did they just let Irish people walk
I'll fucking Google it right now. What do you want to Google? I love this.
So our borders are wide open without checking for lights or weapons.
And y'all keep saying that the borders are wide open and the borders are wide open, but none of y'all are representing.
Hold on, wait. Okay. Somebody's got static in the background. Let's everybody mute. Okay, let's let the new guy speak. Ernie, what's up?
Ash is totally out of line when saying that borders are open. Dude, the borders are not open. You're just speaking Fox News talking points. Because I have family down at the border, and I go down there every 2-3 weeks. You don't see hundreds and hundreds of people crossing the border. They're actually doing it the right way. Ash, they're actually doing it the right way.
Out of the border,
Ash,
but
listen,
the majority
listen,
of it, specifically speaking.
Ash, listen, knock it off.
Sure, I'll listen to you, but when it's my turn, make sure you give the same respect.
I'll give you the same respect, but you're not giving me the respect. Listen, the Constitution is the only thing that is different from any other country that you believe that it is better than ours. Because the Constitution is the only thing that gives you the rights in this country. I fought for the Constitution because I'm an ex-Marine. I'm not even going to say ex-Marine. I'm a Marine. And for you to disrespect the Constitution, because the Constitution.
And how did I disrespect the Constitution? No, because you stopped right there as if I didn't serve myself.
You said the Constitution didn't matter. You said the Constitution didn't matter.
No, I did not say that. I said if I could add to or take away from it, perhaps I would. I didn't say it didn't matter, sir.
But you saying that the borders are open, that's totally you know what I mean? It's a stupid talking point. No, it's a stupid talking point that keeps being
really
repeated and
Sorry
repeated
that your family
and repeated.
stuck at it. It's
Ash, what is your definition of an open border? What does that mean to you when you say it? What does open border mean to you?
It means that our policies in which standing were previously broken, currently broken, and they were shit before. They should have allowed people in you know what, my opinion doesn't even matter with how it should be. Here's what it has been. They have been broken, our policies to allow people in.
So
immigration and everything.
Shitty policies means open border. That's those two mean the same thing to you. Shitty.
Freaking serious right now with
what
the open
does an
border
open to me when you say open border, it means there's no border patrol, no fences, no checkpoints. It's literally walking across the desert.
Okay, and I'm sorry that you perceive it that way, sir.
Tell me what it means to you.
But that's not what okay, it's a broken policy. It's something that's literally hasn't been working and it currently is not working. Period.
Why do you call that open border?
Because if it's broken,
they call it broken border. Open border insinuates that there's nothing stopping people from crossing.
But guys, so I'm gonna play devil's advocate. There's some truth to what Ash is saying. However, you're always gonna have an issue at the border when the border is running through a country that doesn't belong to you. When the border is running through a country that doesn't belong to you, you're always gonna have issues at the border.
Yeah, I'm saying that the policy's broken. Okay, I'm not saying that the borders are wide open and you have no stop coming in whatsoever. I'm saying that the policies are broken. Therefore, the border is open. It's open for people to come in that deserve to be here, and it's open for people that don't deserve to be here. And if you guys don't know that, look at New York. Look at the Bronx. Look.
Ash, this country doesn't belong to anybody else except for the indigenous and the Hispanic population.
We can't hear you. But you know what I heard though. You know that there's people, all the people that have been coming in these caravans. They were actually interviewed by Spanish media, and you know what they said?
It's not my place to judge who's coming through.
No, I know, Ash. But hold on. But just let me say something, Ash. They interviewed a lot of these people. You know what they said? They said that their transportation was being paid by American.
And that's what I mean by open.
Hold on, by American organizations.
Yes.
Now, but here's another thing. What makes you think this is a one-sided thing? What makes What makes you think that these are not Republicans paying these people to come over here to sabotage?
Goodness, why do you assume, sir, that I believe that?
No, I'm not assuming. Okay, hold on. So what makes you think that it's not Republicans, the ones that are actually paying these people to sabotage the Democratic elections this coming year, to make Biden look even worse than he does on himself?
Yeah, so like I previously mentioned, I don't believe in our judicial system. I used to want to be a prosecuting attorney when I was like 17. I'm 35 now. I've lost faith in our system judicially a long time ago. I don't think anything politically whatsoever. I can see all views and all points. I can enlighten and entertain any idea politically or opponently or coexistently without conforming to it. However, Okay? What I am trying to say to you all is this giant American experiment is coming to an end and a new one is coming into implementation.
I agree with that.
And with that being said, none of us are going to know what hit us. This isn't about color. This is about the masses against the elites. Period. And I don't have a political party because I view them all as one. I think it's all a shit show. I speak of myself being conservative because I've been married since I was 18. I have 6 children, and I've only been with one man my entire life, married since I was 18. There's nothing wrong with that. That's the woman in me. However,
that means you're conservative?
Yes, because conservative to me means covering up your tits, girl.
So
it just means
I can't be a Democrat. So if I'm a Democrat, that means I'm a single mom with 6 kids.
I'm not a political affiliated individual. So I view them all as one gigantic entity against the masses.
Ash, one thing you have to realize is this. You say that the experiment's coming to an end and something else is going to come out the other side.
I'm speaking of technocrats. I'm speaking of what I know about artificial intelligence, AGI, ASI, about cryptocurrency. I am an Elon Musk diehard individual because I care to pay attention to shit. And I'm telling you guys right now, something is about to be implemented, and it's going to start here as one gigantic experiment, and probably in Israel as well.
Good.
And nobody cares to even hear me out because you guys are so fixated with your political views.
Okay, Ash. Look, this has gotten interesting. Okay, Ash, tell us what you think is your theory here. What do you think is going to be implemented here? I'm interested.
I think that all economies, starting with China, will flush right down in a freaking toilet. And when the economies go, and when we can no longer afford food and whatnot, a new currency past the point of gold and bullion and silver and whatnot has been demolished. Saudi Arabia has all of that, you guys. And when it goes, cryptocurrency. And do you know how easy it is to hack into computers? I do.
I work in IT. I do.
And with that being said, could you guys imagine one day your card's just not working? What I'm speaking of has nothing to do with the political stance whatsoever.
So,
okay, I see what you're saying.
I see what you're saying. Good thing or a bad thing? You think it's a good thing or a bad thing that that's going to happen?
Oh Lord, I think what I think is between me and God personally, and would only be judged on all sides. And I am for and I am against is what I think, because I think we need change. I crave it. I want it. But then on the same hand, I know how many lives are going to be lost in that, in implementing that happening. And my heart breaks because I'm literally witnessing it right now.
So, Ash, let me ask you a question. So, do you feel like, because I like to ask questions and get people's perspectives or whatever. So, I know that you're saying a change is coming. So, let's say change comes and they, do you feel like America will ever accept a majority Hispanic, majority black and Hispanic America? Will they ever? Will YT men ever accept a majority Hispanic America?
Okay, so honestly, I don't think America was ever truly meant for that. Wow. I think it was the frontier to bring in the New World Order, which is evolving all as one. And with that being said, I don't think it ever fucking mattered. Excuse my language. I'm so sorry to even say this. I don't think it ever mattered. And I'm so sorry because, listen, I grew up, and I don't know if you guys are aware of Dayton, Ohio. I don't know if you guys are aware of poverty and how bad it is here, but I grew up there. And I was the only white girl in my school with my siblings.
I thought you were Native American.
I am, but like not like that. Like if you look at me, you think I was white because I'm white.
You be trying, y'all be fucking race hopping when it fits the narrative, bro. That shit wild.
Everybody calm down. See, no, we're back to this. I am.
She's from Ohio, which
I'm also German. I'm also German.
Yeah,
I'm also Irish. I'm a mutt. Like, what does it matter? I'm American. So are you guys. You're not hearing me.
Ohio is very slim to none. So I'm
sorry, what?
And the fact that you got a problem with people coming over the border, especially if they are.
Wow, whoa, are you speaking to me? Like, I don't have a problem with anyone coming over the border.
Then why mention it?
Because it's open and it was just a subject of conversation.
It was always open.
And that's what I said. That's what I meant by open is a broken policy. And that's why I said it was open.
Broken policy. Those people are.
It has everything to do with broken policy, miss. Why is it open?
Mexican.
I'm sorry. Why is the border open according to you then? If it's not a broken policy, what is it?
It was always open. That is a white construct.
Karen. And that's what I mean by it's a broken policy and it's an open border.
Have policies. You keep saying that you're indigenous, which I'm not buying, by the way, because I know Ohio very well. And I know Dave very well. So I'm gonna. Here's the thing. Before the America, since you're so American, was indigenous, right? So those people, many of them are indigenous Mexican, Hondurans, and Guatemalans that are coming over. They are indigenous.
I have nothing against anyone coming into the borders whatsoever. I want to make everything America. Do you understand me?
What does that mean, America? Make everything America. What does that mean?
What does that even mean?
I want to let freedom ring everywhere.
Oh my God! Well, let me educate.
Perhaps it's the white tea in me, Karen.
When they first created America, it was never for you.
Experiment.
Hear me out. It was never for Black people because what did they do? The first thing they did.
Who was it for then?
I'm trying to explain that, but
you don't have to explain. Who was it for then?
You keep cutting off.
Hold on, please. Let's not interrupt each other. Okay, you can go after Ash. Let her finish, please.
So when it was first created, they had African Americans or Africans back then were not even considered a whole person. Women could not vote. Women had to fight for that, right? And indigenous people, they had put them on reservations. They just barely got to practice their.
I know everything that you're speaking about. Yes.
Okay, then. So it was never about a kumbaya, all come together. It was
never saying that it was meant to be that.
Primarily white males that had money. That was who it was for.
Let me ask you this. Ma'am?
Don't call me ma'am.
What would you prefer that I call you? My apologies.
Callie. Or Mateo, one of y'all.
Call give it a second. It'll stop in a second. So once I come in on.
So, guys, that we were told that the Pilgrims came over here because they wanted religious freedom was a lie, right? That's why they chopped all the Native Americans' hair off, made them wear Catholic school clothes, and put them in the reservations. So when the Pilgrims came over here, they were leaving their country because their country were voting on religious freedom. They did not want they were anti-religious freedom. So they wanted to find a new land where there was no religious freedom. That's why they behaved the way they did when they met the Native Americans.
You are very right, sir. And I don't want to call her ma'am. She requested that I don't. But I want to ask you all a question. Where would you rather live other than America?
I'd rather live in an unsettled
Black
Western Hemisphere.
This person where I'd rather live. Are you serious?
I'd rather live in my ancestral homeland without you here.
I am so serious. Where would you rather make a change?
Get them.
First off, this is our land. Let me make that clear. We are the descendants of the original people.
Would you rather make a change here?
I want to live anywhere else.
Change is coming, trust me.
My land.
I'd rather you went back where you came from.
I came from this land.
This is not like an either or proposition.
Hold on, let me say something really. Let me say something really quickly. I'm gonna hold on. Wait. This is the host right here. Hold on, wait, Ash. Hold on, everybody. I'm gonna turn on the comment section. Please get me up to at least 5,000 likes for right now. Just hit the like button, please. Okay, go on.
I don't think it's about where we come from or where we came from. I think it's about what we do with this land and with one another.
You need to go back the way you came.
So that would
listen, lady. I'm not racist. I don't hate white people. I just want my country back.
Shut up, Mateo.
I don't even know what to say that.
So
2,600 Latinos were killed by police in the last 6 years, unproportionately, unarmed. 2,600.
So how can we solve that?
Go back where you came.
I know how to solve it.
No, we can stop that by we can stop that by we can stop it by
okay, let's solve it. Like, how would you guys solve it? I want to hear it.
I mean, stop spreading.
I can give you like a 3-hour lecture about it.
Stop making videos like the one I was just talking about, like telling people that it's okay to go hunt down people who they think are intrusive invaders.
I've never made a video in my life.
Come on.
No, I'm saying, but you could.
Let me say something real quick. The Hispanic community come from warriors, okay? You guys come from descendants of warriors and tribal people. Just like black people, our history, if you go back down our lineage, is tribal. It's always been tribal, okay? YT people do not have a tribal lineage. So what they did was they played the biggest manipulation trick in the world when they came to America, okay? They pretended like they wanted to make us less savage and put clothes on us and all these different things.
America?
I'm not done. Hold on one second. So what's happened is all of our warrior genetics and genes, like our warrior gene that we have and that you guys have built into you genetically, they took it. They use the media, they use the TV, the music to make you turn it on your own people. So all of that strength and that warrior mentality that you have, what we do, we go, our community, we get guns, we join gangs, we join different gangs and we kill each other. That is a tribal mindset. So the thing is, America will never be America. This land will never be free until the indigenous people of this land are able to go back to their natural way, period. Or able to coexist freely. To coexist freely, to be free.
Based off of, like, what is freedom, though? You just spoke of genetics.
Freedom is not having to wake up at 9 o'clock in the morning and go clock into a job from 9 to 5 to make some white man millions of dollars. That's freedom.
You guys want to let me school her real quick about how I would fix it?
Sure.
All right. So the way we can get rid of the police unalive and all these people for no fucking reason is you would have to systemically dismantle the prison industrial complex. So the prison industrial complex, in case you didn't know, is please mute while I'm talking because you're echoing. Yeah, so the prison industrial complex, in case you don't know what it is a merger between private capitalist interests and state power and the judicial branch, right, and our justice system. They write laws to criminalize and marginalize the most disadvantaged people in this country so that they can exploit them for labor costs that are below the legal labor rights that we fought for during the labor wars in the early 1900s. So they've found a way to circumvent these regulations that like minimum wage, overtime, all this sort of shit, if they can just criminalize you, right? But the problem is that there just wasn't enough crime in this country. So they started smuggling in drugs. The CIA started smuggling in drugs to this country. I know you've been taught that it was my Theo and my people that did it, but no, it was actually your people that did it.
And how did they smuggle it in?
First of all, in the 1980s, there was a civil war in Nicaragua where the Sandinistas were elected democratically, but the Somoza loyalists who were far right, super fundamentalist Christian Catholic, and super anti-indigenous and pro-capitalist and pro America, they were funded and armed by the U.S. under Ronald Reagan. They were given AR-15s, and I probably shouldn't say that. Never mind. They were given weapons and ammunition and stuff like that to fight this civil war, this black ops insurgency, and try to overthrow a democratic republic. But the reason why they started selling drugs though was because Congress would only voted to appropriate them a certain amount of money, and it wasn't enough to fight a war or win a war. So what Reagan allowed the CIA to do was, and this involved people like Oliver North. I'm sure you've heard of him. He's very famous. The whole Iran-Contra scandal that you probably don't remember. That was about the U.S. intelligence and State Department finding a way to fund this foreign war against socialism in Nicaragua by trafficking cocaine into initially black neighborhoods. Now, the thing is, white people love cocaine too.
Yep.
So the problem with that is how can we criminalize this superfluous population? Because by the way that the U.S. government views black people is they are a superfluous population. They once served a purpose as slaves, and now that they're free, they don't serve our purposes anymore, our interests. When I say our, I mean the U.S. government and white supremacy, right? So what can we do with this surplus population that's unruly and it wants liberation and freedom and rights? What the hell? Well, let's find a way to criminalize them. But if we're going to use drugs to do that, we got to find a way to segregate it racially, because white people use drugs at almost identical rates to everybody else. So what they did is they created a disparity in sentencing laws between crack cocaine and powder cocaine, which is the exact same substance, just in a different medium. It does the same thing. It's the same drug. But black people, because they're poorer, could not afford the fucking $80 a gram cocaine or $100 a gram cocaine that was back then, powder cocaine. So they had to settle for the cheap crack cocaine was much cheaper. And so crack cocaine was very much more popular amongst the black and brown population than powder cocaine. So they get a 100-to-1 disparity in sentencing times for crack cocaine, which this immediately causes a huge disparity in the rate of incarceration of black and brown people compared to white people, who, by the way, I'll mention again, do drugs at the same exact rates, right? So all these, even though white people are snorting it and black people are smoking it, for some reason, black people are 4 times more likely to be arrested for it. And when they are arrested, and even when a white person is arrested for it, they're more likely to get a longer sentence, because these drug laws, these minimum sentencing laws, gave judicial discretion to the judges that if they want to charge it on a federal level or a state level. And for some reason, judges just seem to want to try black and brown people on the federal level more often than the state level, which comes with 80% more time. So for the same crime, by the way, right? So this whole industrial complex was designed to take this former slave class of people and return them to a form of slavery in the form of convict leasing and prison labor, which is what we've had since the 1980s. It's starting to diminish now due to some efforts from liberals, but it's still going strong, pretty strong. And the reason why police are so heavy-handed with minorities is because there's a financial incentive that's provided to them if they can show basically look at the police like a nonprofit. A nonprofit's budget, they must spend all their money, or else their next year's budget will be reduced by whatever remainder of their funds was left, right? So if police cannot justify their existence by making arrests, seizing assets and seizing paraphernalia, then they will get less funding the next year. So they must always keep arresting more people, fabricating more charges, being more heavy-handed with people so they can justify their existence. They get grants from the Department of Justice for the more drugs that they find. But they don't go after white people, like I said, again, use drugs at the same rate. They're 4 times more likely to go at black and brown people. Why? Because black and brown people have higher rates of poverty per capita, right? They have lower rates of education per capita. They have less representation in the government per capita. So if you were a cop and you needed to, pull in your quota, even though they don't say they have quotas, they legally can't have quotas, but they do have quotas. If you have to fill your quota, they're not going to go for a white guy whose dad might be a judge, or dad might be a defense lawyer, or dad might be the mayor or city council member. They're going to go for the minority teenager or young man, mostly, who has almost no representation in government, is completely disenfranchised, is somewhat ignorant of the law and our justice system, and is more likely to plead out with a public defender rather than take the book being thrown at them. So all these things are these unfair, all these factors unfairly stacked against black and brown people is purposely designed to make us slaves again. So,
and anyone who doesn't know that is willfully ignorant.
Yeah, willfully. And the way you get rid of the reason why they kill us so much is because they're trying to fulfill this agenda. And if you take away the incentives, if you take away the slave labor that the corporations are exploiting, then we'll no longer need have a need for these police. We'll be able to lay a lot of them off.
And just for educational purposes, since we're talking about the police and the aliens, and I know, Ash, you made a statement and you said, well, something's coming. Whatever you're talking about is coming, had come to our community a long time ago. Let's not forget that in 1985 on Mother's Day, the Philadelphia white police department dropped a bomb on a black neighborhood, killing 6 children, 5 women, and okay, so I'm just saying, like, the thing you're talking about is coming. You haven't experienced it yet, but there are other black and brown communities who have been experiencing a war within their own country for many, many years and decades.
Yeah. So listen, I am probably older than you, and I have experienced, and I do agree with everything you just said. And this is not something that just happened overnight or in the last few years. It is something that has literally been in the making. And it is
I just broke down like 4 decades of how it happened right now. So obviously it didn't happen overnight.
Yeah, you're not educating us, Ash. So I mean, I appreciate you, but you're talking to a community that's living it. So what we're trying to tell you is that we're fully aware of what's going on. I'm living
it with you. I am community, dude. I don't understand what you're not understanding.
The only reason I even come into this live is because the one thing that I feel like is going to be the biggest key to overcoming all the. I know we talk about passing laws and things like that, but the at the very foundation, the power that's going to really bring a change in this country is unity between black and brown communities. And the reason I come into this live is because it's happening a lot now, but it needs to happen a little faster. There needs to be unity within the Mexican community. There needs to be more unity within the black community. And we need to reach across the table and have unity within both of our communities, because that's the most powerful thing in this country.
What you just said. So what change do you think will bring forth to the table between the black and brown community and what you just described?
Once our communities come together, we will not need white economic reliance on the white T community anymore. We could just help each other, because by 2047, that's gonna be the majority in this country anyway.
I hear you. I do. I hear you. May I ask you a question? A very serious one, though.
Sure.
Do you really think that the black and brown community coming against the white community is what's best for America?
I didn't say come against.
Because you did though. It could come against the white community.
I'm not against the white community. My mother's white, so I'm not against the white community whatsoever.
But one thing I do know, sir, listen. I want to say this. I'm so blessed. I grew up in a military family. My mom was in the Air Force, rest her soul. My dad was in the Air Force, rest his soul. My whole family served in the military. I grew up in a nice neighborhood in Washington, D.C.
Thank you for their service.
No problem. I grew up in a nice neighborhood, but my dad ended up getting on drugs when I was like 8 years old. So him and my mom separated. So I have seen both sides of the fence. I've been very blessed. So one thing I do know though is that I'm not against anybody. I've grown up around all different types of races and classes and things like that. But I do know that once our communities come together, there's already a silent war against us. You think it'll stop once we come together?
I don't think. First of all, I agree with you. There has been and is a silent war against you.
I think America has raped so many communities over the last 100 years that whenever a YT person is not included, there's something wrong with it, because they're so used to forcing themselves onto everyone all the time.
And
they have to be included in our culture, our music, our food, our science, our style, our ethnicity, and now they want to be oppressed. Now they want to be included in oppression.
Masses. It is the white elites, and I'm sorry to tell you this. Okay?
It's the white elite, but any person that is white and not elite, as middle class, that ignores the truth, is a part of the problem.
Listen, I'm not ignoring anything. I'm right.
I'm not saying you are.
But
I'm speaking generally.
I swear to God, I could
speak for so many that I do know, and I could only imagine. I can't really speak for anyone, to tell the truth, but I just think that there's a better way, and I really hope that this great experiment...
But Ash, pause for a second, Ash. Pause. Wipe your tears and just pause for a second.
I'm not crying.
I simply stated the fact that Black and brown communities need to come together. And you're saying, I hope there's a better way.
No, I know,
what did I say that was wrong?
Let me jump in here real quick. See, all right, so you said some of it, you're interpreting what we're saying as being anti-white and being against white people. I'm not against white people. Like I said before, my mother's white. My wife is white. My child is white passing, right? So I don't. Why would I want to lead a campaign against my own family? Of course not. I'm not down with that. But these systems of oppression are not a people group. They are an organization of power, right? We can attack institutions that do forward a YT supremacist and YT nationalist hegemony, right? But if you're not racist and you don't believe in that philosophy of racism, then us dismantling those institutions shouldn't feel like a personal attack on you.
How are we supposed to dismantle anything?
Like the way I told you, get rid of these financial incentives, get rid of the war on drugs by legislation, by organizing your community, by registering people to vote.
But the legislation, I'm telling you, it's broken. That's what I meant by broken policies. It's been broken.
No, they're not broken. These things aren't they aren't a glitch. They're done purposely. This isn't there's like a phrase that says it's not a bug. It's not a bug. It's a feature, right? So these things aren't unintended consequences. These are intended consequences. So it's not like we have a broken system. The system's working as it was intended and designed to work. Yes. That's why we need to attack it.
May I ask something specifically? When you do see that there are broken policies, correct?
No, they're not broken. They do as they were designed to do. They oppress purposely with intent.
And they're not working.
They work to oppress. That's what they're meant to do.
If you want to be a second-hand citizen, they work. If you want to be at the bottom, they work.
Recreated.
So, can I say something here? I don't know where y'all are going with this, but just everybody's opinion, right? So, no, I don't think conservatives are looking for an excuse to unalive Hispanic people. And I'll tell you why. Hispanics are very conservative, and people may not believe it. If you're talking about Mexican-American, Cuban-American, they're very conservative. Family-oriented, nuclear family, education, economic. So when the dude said black and brown unity, that's ignorant, because the black community has a lot of things to work on. They are not nuclear. They are not. Hold on. You can't just say, hey, forget about the Asians and the whites. That's just ignorant. Mexicans don't think this way. We're empowering our own.
I mean, there's a bunch of Mexicans in here that are expressing exactly the opposite of what you're saying. I'm a Mexican and I do think that way.
Hold on, I'm not done. We're right. But to be on the platform and say brown and black unity, that is totally not what Hispanic Americans are for. Period. That will never be.
I know. That's the problem.
So why would you say that, though?
That's the problem. And you know what? I'm gonna say the first thing.
Why do we got to be unity? What are you trying to achieve with attaching yourself to brown and black?
I'm not. Listen. Hold up. First of all, let me be very clear. I'm not trying to attach myself to your community to piggyback off of y'all.
No. But you just said.
Let me clarify for you, because I think there's a misunderstanding. Let me clarify for you, because
come together against the whites. He's not letting me finish. He won't let me finish.
Go ahead.
I would rather be unity with the Asians, unity with the Jewish, unity with people who are going to prosper me. You know, that's weird.
Anybody but the blacks.
Hold on.
Right, there she goes. Look, thank you for saying
That's your
that.
perspective.
That's literally what
Stop
she's saying.
interrupting. That's so rude.
I'd rather